Well, Coach, this past weekend went on the road. TG Tyler got a series split. Just talk about what your biggest takeaways are from what you saw from your team this past weekend.
I thought it was good. Knew going in, we were going to learn some things about ourselves, some good things, and then some things that we need to work on and get better for when we see those guys the next time, which would be postseason. And those series against really good quality teams early in the season are so valuable. And, if you look at our history, if you're going to get us, the time to get us is in February. And, game one, and that was one thing. That they were, in general, really good, well-played games by both teams and exciting games to watch as a fan. But, going to a very, very hostile environment, which is always good as well to see, because pretty much wherever we play on the road, it's a hostile environment. Everybody wants to beat us, and we got a target on our back, which is awesome. Makes playing a lot more fun when you got people screaming at you and yelling at you and cussing at you and flipping you off and all that fun stuff. So again, one of the things that makes this thing enjoyable, go in there and make them be quiet, right? So game one, thought. Dax came in and did a great job after, we got a good start. And then, the story of the game was 2-out hitting, and that's one thing. They did a great job of 2-out RBIs. I think we were not good with 2-out RBIs, and ultimately that was the difference. And again, too, understanding how to overcome adversity. We probably got the third out in an inning, and then we got the fourth out, and then we had to go get a fifth out, and we weren't able to do it, and that ended up being when they capitalized. And so a great job by them, and something we've got to learn, to do that, because that's just part of the game. Then Saturday, I think that was probably purely coaching. I thought I did a horrible job, and we get beat on that one. And then, you're down 2-0. And so, again, I think that's one of those great things. You can look at it as not, but you sort of find out what you're made of, down 2-0 on the road, and Alize Gutierrez, who has done it many, many times. When we need to go out and get a great pitching performance, he does. We find a way to score enough runs. And then yesterday, we get out to a big lead, and then we let them back in the game, but then we responded, and then responded again. So I think those are so valuable. It's you just get a little bit more, okay, you learn, first of all, more about your personnel and your team, and then your team begins to, just sort of build things. And so you sort of start stacking, experiences and confidence and all those things. So we'll take that for sure. They're definitely one of the top teams in the country, and so to go split on the road, keeps everything in our hands. We don't have to worry about help from anybody else or anything like that. So it's going to prove to be very valuable, I think, come later in the season. But I was proud of the guys.
Last we talked about the importance of, let's call it small ball, not relying on long balls, instead putting the ball in play, getting base hits,
right?
Just relying or capitalizing on fielders' choices and so on. Just talk about again how this worked to your advantage this past weekend and what led to the turnaround for you to claim the final 2 games of the series.
Well, it didn't work to our advantage at all because we didn't do it, and we don't do it very well. I think that's the biggest problem. And we discussed that. The word synergy. Where the sum of parts is greater than what it should be. And that's what we have to have. Just a great example is we get 17 hits, they make 5 errors, and I think we got 6, 7 walk hit by pitches. So, we can do the math, but we only got 10 runs out of that. And that is unacceptable. If you generally look at our teams offensively, we'll go get 10 runs on 8 hits. And so we maximize our offensive production. And we're not doing that at all. And part of that is it's early. So the lineup and how the pieces fit together is not there yet. And I always say it takes about 30 games to sort of get that. But we, as a team, this is one of the areas we've really got to improve on and focus on is, the goal, it's not about your batting average. I mean, batting average, on base percentage, all those things, they contribute, right, to offense. But the goal of offense is to score runs. That's it. You score 3 runs on no hits, that's a great day. I mean, you really maximized your offensive production, okay? But, so we're not maximizing our offensive production. And so that situational stuff, that's how it's lined up, that's timing, all those things. But we have been not able to bunt. We have not, those skills, we have not executed well. Stealing bases, I think we've been thrown out twice, 3 times. And we lead the conference by a lot, but we're leaving a lot of free bags out there that we have to rectify, and that will be a great deal of focus from this point forward, as it has been. But I think hopefully, when you see it as a player, it opens your eyes. And we play baseball so different. So for the new guys, this blows their mind, and they have trouble grasping it, and it takes time. You can look at our returners, and they were at the same point in their careers, and now a lot of them are great at it. But we've just got to. It's a process, and that's what's exciting. Even if we'd gotten swept, I would have said this was a really good step in the process of learning and getting to the place we ultimately want to be, which, we play 50 exhibition games for when it counts, and that they're all part of that.
Coach, of course, you mentioned on Sunday being able to get that big lead early on, being able to respond, but on top of all that, you managed to get 5 shutout innings from Johnny Stacy to start the game. Talk about him and his impact, kind of being able to, his first appearance of the season,
yeah.
Get 5 shutout innings, going from a guy who was just out of your bullpen last year.
Well, he was a huge piece out of that bullpen.
Yeah.
So, really, we probably thought going into opening day, he'd probably be the guy that would get the ball on Friday, and then had a little bit of, it wasn't an injury, it just didn't feel great. And so, it's early. We understand that this is not a sprint. I think that's one thing that we're really good at. We understand we want to peak in May, and on games, they all count. They're all very important, but you can't jeopardize the future for the present. And so mindful of that, took a few days off, came back, said he felt good, everything went good in practice this week, and so we're able to get him a start. Obviously limited his innings, but he was able to stretch it out to 5, which I didn't know if we'd be able to be efficient enough to get that, but threw really well. Got a little tired. I'd say the last 2 innings he was gassed a little bit, but sucked it up and went through and put up zeros, and so that was hugely important for us. But we expect him to be a major part of what we do, and so that's great. We just got another bullet in the chamber.
And of course, looking ahead this weekend, welcoming Silver State at home. You mentioned earlier, of course, you want to tell the guys to be able to take advantage of not leave bags out on the field. Is that your message to the team this week, or would you say maybe something a little bit different?
Oh, we've got lots of things. That's one of them. I think the message is going to be we got to get better, and let's go get better. We'll have an opportunity to try some different things. I think hopefully we have great crowds again. Man, opening weekend was awesome. I think the weather's supposed to be pretty good, and so hopefully they come out again this weekend, and then continue to improve. That's the biggest thing. I think one of the things we've been really happy is on the defensive end is the ability to get double plays, and those have been huge for us. And Justin Harris and Austin Beck up the middle are as good as any two in the country at any level. And pitchers have been able to execute and get them some ground balls when they need it. And so that's been a really pleasant surprise because generally I feel like we haven't turned a double play till April. And then we turn about 800 the rest of the way. But that's generally one of those things we sort of got to emphasize. But we're pleased. I mean, we lead the conference in pitching, we lead the conference in hitting, we lead the conference in fielding percentage, and we're in first place. So things are good. The exciting thing is, man, they can get so much better. And so we're really excited to get after it this week in practice.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.